Hello everybody. Many people know what a Mentos is. Who doesn't know this is one of the most popular mint gums in the world? Mentos gained huge popularity due to the reaction with Coca-Cola. Yeah, okay, other bloggers had a much higher fountain. Write in the comments what I did wrong. We need to figure out what Mentos consists of. Upon careful examination, menthol inclusions are on the glazed layer. Now let's look inside. Here we have soft white gum. And it turns out that there's also mint syrup inside of it. Now everything is clear and you can start cooking a Giant Mentos. Let's start with the forms. Pour some oil inside the hemispheres. And spread it out evenly with a brush. Unfold some parchment and cut a piece of the length of the mold. Every 4 centimeters, you need to make an incision. Now we cover the form. Thanks to the oil, the parchment sticks. Cover it so that there is not one single gap on the molds. Now let's start with these little blue inclusions. For this, we will cook some caramel. Pour some sugar into a saucepan and pour in a little bit of water. And in order to refresh our breath, we will need some crystals of pure menthol. They just have like this unrealistically powerful aroma. We set a small pinch into the saucepan, and we cook the caramel to 145 degrees. Now you can remove it. Let's repaint the menthol caramel in blue. We're going to use a square shape for filling, but first we will upgrade it with a sealing tape. With scissors, we cut it lengthwise. And put it on the mold. Done. Now the mold will be sealed. We apply it to the mold and pour in the blue caramel. And to speed up the solidification, we will use liquid nitrogen in a can. We will put on a tube so as not to freeze our fingers. And we spray nitrogen directly out of the hot caramel. The spray temperature is negative 195 degrees, so the caramel freezes almost instantly. And our first round is done. You can bend the shape a little bit to make them more random. And again, pour in some caramel. As a result, we make a lot of little inclusions. So let's turn to the white glaze. Pour some sugar in. Corn syrup. And water into a saucepan. That's it, and then we're gonna put it on the stove. And we're gonna cook this in 4 pots at once. We cook the caramel for 10 minutes until it reaches 137 degrees. Quickly remove from the stove and color it white. Pour this into the mold and try to make sure that the thickness of the glaze is the same on all sides. Most of it still flows down, so we smear it around with a spatula. It took us 3 hours to fill the glaze. Now we'll turn to the gooey layer. Pour 3 liters of water into a large saucepan. We will also need 900 grams of gelatin. Gradually pour it in while stirring with a whisk. That way it swells evenly. When the mass has already become like a puree, it is ready. Next, you will need 5 kilograms of coconut oil. We open up a plastic canister. And dump the oil into the pan. Now you just gotta pour 1.6 kilograms of cornstarch in. And mix this mass with a huge mixer. This is only part of the filling, and we'll need it later. And now we need a 30 kilowatt Megaflow gas burner. We can connect a gas cylinder to it. We install a hefty saucepan on top and pour 10 liters of corn syrup into it. Now we pour 40 kilograms of sugar on top. And 8 liters of water. That's it, cover with the lid. And turn on the burner to maximum. After about 10 minutes, the caramel is boiled. It is very important for us to monitor the temperature here. This caramel was cooked for another 30 minutes. And when it reaches 135 degrees, it needs to be poured into the second pan with a mixture that we prepared in advance. And mix everything together with the mixer. It's time to solve the problem of rapid cooling this mass. We want to do it with dry ice. In fact, it is frozen carbon dioxide and its temperature is negative 78 degrees. That is, it is 4 times colder than ordinary ice from the freezer. Pour half the dry ice into a large saucepan. And then the pan with the hot mass on top. At the junction, hot ice evaporates very quickly and squeaks funny. The second half of the dry ice is filled between the walls so that the cooling is more effective. The pan has already managed to be covered with frost. We begin to mix the mass for its uniform cooling. Half an hour later, the mass noticeably lightened and even increased a little in volume. This is due to the fact that we have driven a lot of air bubbles into it. After another hour of mixing, the mass has almost cooled down and is already stretching like gum. But we need an even whiter color, so we'll add a powder dye and mix it in. Just like that. As a result, an almost white chewing mass is obtained. Pour this into the molds. and we'll send them into the freezer. Exactly into the middle, you need to squeeze out the recesses with the help of bowls. And leave that to freeze for a whole day. Now it's time to make the mint syrup. The menthol crystals that we used earlier have a very strong cooling aroma, but it is the taste of mint that they do not have. Therefore, we will make the flavor ourselves. We shove a piece of gauze into the extractor as a filter, and fill it almost to the top with dried mint. On top, we throw another wad of gauze. Pour 2 bottles of alcohol into the flask. Then we throw in 2 little pieces as boiling water. We install the extractor on the stove and fix it on a tripod so that it doesn't fall. On top, we have another flask called a refrigerator, and we also fix that. From below to the refrigerator, we attach a tube. Put the second end on the adapter, and pull that right onto the faucet. There is an exit from the top of the refrigerator. A tube is also needed to it. The second end is thrown into the sink, and we turn on cold water. The refrigerator is filled with water and flows out through the upper tube. This way the water circulates and it stays cold all the time. You can turn on the stove. The alcohol is boiled, but how will it turn into a flavoring agent? So, upon reaching 70 degrees, the alcohol evaporates and the vapors rise up into the tube. As soon as it reaches the refrigerator, it condenses and flows into our mint in the form of drops. Thus, the extractor is constantly filled and the alcohol, having gained a mint flavor, flows back into the lower flask. After 5 hours of extraction, I think we have squeezed the maximum out of the mint. We evaporate the liquid in the flask to make it more concentrated and get rid of the alcohol vapors. And we're left with an unrealistically powerful flavor. We're going to color it blue. And pour it through a sieve into a decanter. Now we'll pour in corn syrup. And just mix it up. That's it, the mint filling that will get the taste of our Giant Mentos is ready. The chewing mass is already frozen, so we take out the bowls. And fill out the depressions with our mint syrup. We leave this to freeze overnight. Already in the morning, the syrup is hardened and you can get the molds out of the freezer. Immediately remove the sticking white glaze. And we take out the halves of the huge Mentos from the molds. Now we tear up the stuck parchment. We trim the edges a little bit more. Finally, you can connect them. Not bad, but the joint is ugly. So we'll make some more white glaze and go through it at the seam. Just as you see right now. That's it, the Giant Mentos weighing in at 70 kilograms is finally ready. It took 4 days to prepare, and in my opinion, it is very similar to its little original. Now let's try our Giant Mentos. Hello everybody, today we have 3 sets of products for $1, for $10, and $100. We will prepare one corn dog from each of them. We start with a corn dog for $1. With the help of some scissors, we shorten the sausage a little bit, open it up, and string it onto a stick. For the batter, break 1 egg into a glass, add a little bit of milk and water, baking powder so that the dough is porous, and add some flour. Mix all this together. Oh, I almost forgot about the salt and sugar. And also pour in a little bit of oil. And we will cook all of this in such a corn griller. Roughly speaking, this is a waffle iron, but with panels for sausages. Pour the dough into one of the sections. Throw in your sausage. And top it off. And close. After 5 minutes, we get a corn dog for just $1. Let's try it. Oh yeah, this is really delicious. Now let's cook a corn dog for $10. We open up an expensive sausage and throw that on the skewer. We cut it down the middle. We don't need this part. Now we cut off a piece of mozzarella cheese and put that onto the skewer as well. We'll also spruce it up with some bacon. Wrap the sausage. For the batter, we will also use more expensive corn flour, salt and sugar, baking powder, milk, and 1 egg. Mix the batter until it's smooth. We open up the corn sticks with a taste of ketchup and pour them into the bath. We crumble them right with our hands. Now you just need to add a lot of paprika and mix. Our breading is ready. First, we roll our corn dog in the batter. After that, we put it into a pan with the breadcrumbs and cover it on all sides. We open up a bottle of oil and pour a whole liter into the saucepan. As soon as it warms up, deep fry the corn dog. Literally just 2 minutes and then you can pull it out. Just like that. Our $10 corn dog is ready. Let's try it. Yes, this is much better with a tasty, crispy breading. And the coolest thing is, there is a stretching cheese in this corn dog. It's time to make it just a royal corn dog for $100. And here we will make a sausage ourselves. To do this, we take out such a collagen shell, stretch it to the desired length, and cut it off. We leave it to soak in water. Now let's move on to our giant tiger prawns. Screw off the head, and with scissors cut the chitin along the entire back. We remove it, and remove the esophagus. We repeat this with the rest of the shrimp. The next step is the slicing. We leave the pieces of shrimp pretty big so that they can be then felt inside the sausage. take a piece of salmon and take out the bones from it. We turn it over onto the other side and just remove the skin with your hand. And then you cut the already cleaned fillet into cubes. We open up some cheddar cheese and cut it first into strips. And then also into cubes. Next, we've got our greens. Young spinach is good here. Cut it smaller. And pour all these ingredients into a bowl. Be sure to pepper, salt, and add some heavy cream for juiciness. Now you just need to mix it all up. We transfer all this into a cooking bag. Done. The collagen shell is already soaked, but in my opinion it's really small. Therefore, we will use a natural shell. Cut off the tip of the bag, pull out the shell, and squeeze your stuffing into it. We tie it with a thread on both sides. In the middle, we twist it. And send it off to cook. We prepare some ice water in advance. And after 10 minutes of cooking, we transfer it to the water so that they instantly stop cooking from their own heat. We take them out of the water, divide them, and this is the sausage that we're left with. Now let's go to the batter. Here we use corn and wheat flour, baking powder, nut crumbles, salt, and sugar. We break 1 egg and pour in some milk. Now you just need to beat it until smooth. The resulting batter is poured into a large container for convenience. For the breading, we'll use Japanese panko breadcrumbs. This is the perfect breading. We will prepare the fryer in advance. Fill the frying pan with oil. And heat it up. We string the sausage onto a skewer. We open up some cheddar cheese in slices. And wrap it over the sausage. All of this is dipped into the batter. and put into breadcrumbs. We cover this up on all sides. And then you just gotta fry it. We take it out of the deep fryer. Pour some ketchup. And mustard. That's it, our Royal Premium Corn Dog for $100 is finally ready. Let's try it.